Sertoma gets the money.
Yes, sir, and we back, man. Sertoma Radio. I hope you enjoyed that. R. Kelly, Silk, and Burrell. Amanda is setting the vibe for this show here. Check this out. Whatever show we in, you might as well go play this playlist, set you some wine out, some candles. Carter, any suggestions on the candle scent?
Get you that lemon, ice lemon pound cake from Bath and Body Works. Do yourself
Get you some of
favorite.
that ice pound cake, and then get you some pound cake. Yeah, I mean, but let's get to this. Let's get into this tournament, man. First up, man, we got the Chappelle Show versus Snowfall. Now, I know this is, again, two completely different shows, but they had a huge impact on our culture. All right, Neko Smoke, start us off. Chappelle Show or Snowfall?
It pains me to do it, but Chappelle Show, man.
Chappelle Show. Mr. Flowers, Chappelle Show, Snowfall. Tell us what we're going to choose tonight, man.
We are going with Chappelle Show.
The Chappelle Show it is. Mr. Avery Brown.
Chappelle Show.
Chappelle Show. Carter, man, with the pound cake candles. Talk to us, man. What show?
Clean Sweep, Chappelle Show.
Chappelle Show. All right, we ain't going to break that down. We're going to move along because we got a lot to get to tonight. The next one that's up, Sopranos versus Breaking Bad. Now, these shows are from two different time periods, but two amazing shows.
Classics.
Carter, we're going to start with you on this one, man. Sopranos or Breaking Bad?
It's a tough decision, man. Two of my top 10 favorite shows of all time, man, but I'm going with The Sopranos, man.
Sopranos. You said Sopranos is going to win it all. We're going to see. Shyland Flowers, man. Walter White or the other guy?
It is, for me, it's about how you finish what you started. So I'm going to go with Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. Now, The Sopranos, Carter, remind me, The Sopranos, the season ended with the car blowing up and the show going off, right?
No.
Nah.
Okay.
It ended with Tony and his family in a diner, in a restaurant, and a guy walking out of the bathroom, and you hear a bang. Or you don't even hear a bang. The screen fades to black. Like Tony looks up and the screen fades to black. So it's a theory, a debate. Did Tony die or did he not die? So,
what movie is it the car blows up at the end? Is that Casino?
It's Casino.
Gotcha. Got my monsters movie mixed up.
Right.
Neko Smoke, man. Is it going to be the mob or the meth guys, man?
I'm going with seeing that we in South Carolina. I'm going with the meth guy.
The meth guy, South Carolina home.
Hey, yo, Neko. Hey, yo, Neko. My
Hey, fam, I ain't from here.
Hold on, time out.
He's telling the truth, though, man. He's really telling the truth because out west, they got the weed. Up north, they were slinging the rock. Down south, we're slinging the meth bags.
Hey, man, you gotta claim what you got, bro.
Come in the bag. All right, man. All right, man.
Avery Brown, man. For the final, we're gonna have our first debate. Are you going with Breaking Bad to win it all?
It has to be Breaking Bad.
Has to be Breaking Bad. No way it can be The Sopranos.
I love both of those shows, but they are from two different time periods. Although they do have some similarities with Walter and Tony, but they both are slightly mentally ill. But still, it's Walter White. So,
and Avery, I like not you, Shy. The other Avery Brown. Tony, when you made a great point about the whole mental illness and then mental health, especially Tony being an Italian mobster, him going to his therapist, which was so unheard of back in those times, even talking to a therapist. And his whole relationship and his dynamic with his therapist is it's a key point in the show. So that was a great point by you. I want to point out.
Now, Carter, why you got the mic, man? This was your show to win it all, and they got taken out early. It got taken out early, man. What's some of your favorite moments from The Sopranos, though, man? What really got you hooked into the show?
Man, just the storyline, like I said, too. Him with his therapist, the relationship between him and his nephew by marriage, Chris, just how he was about family, like the show overall, man. It was just a great show, well written, a lot of seasons. It's a good show. Good show.
Got you, man. Got you. Well, right now it wasn't good enough, my brother. It is off the list.
You said that.
God damn.
I mean, you know, it is what it is.
Listen, man, my favorite show, Scandal, didn't even make the list, so I can't talk too much shit. Next up, man, we got Will Smith and the Fresh Prince versus the Boondocks. Avery Brown. What this gonna be, man? Fresh Prince or the Boondocks?
Man, wow. I'd have to pick. Granted, they're both very very influential shows, both of them. You know, 2 different time frames. But just more in the area of, and I say this in context of the show, but more in context of relatability. Granted, there's a lot of relatability in the Boondocks, but that's more on the satire and comedy side. And I don't think it registers the same way to a degree. There's a heavy sense of realism in Fresh Prince. There's realism in Boondocks too. Those of you who watch the show know why. If you haven't watched the show, I don't know where you've been all your life. Go watch the Boondocks. Just go watch it.
Most definitely.
But I have to pick the Fresh Prince.
Yeah. Got you.
So
Neko Smoke, Boondocks, or you going with Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince?
Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, man.
Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Carter. Same question, man. What's your answer?
Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince. He said he ain't got no dog in this fight no more. He just picked himself. Mr. Flowers, man. It's gonna be a clean sweep. Or you going with the Boondocks, man?
I like to start by saying I think Nico's full of shit. I want to start by saying that because you didn't want to go with Will Smith on Saturday, but now you want to go with the Fresh Prince. But I feel you, guys. That's fine.
I can explain it, bro. I can explain it.
I'm actually gonna roll with the Boondocks, man.
You think the Boondocks a better show than Fresh Prince?
Yeah.
Based on what, my friend?
Yeah. But I grew up with the Boondocks, though. You know what I mean? I had to retroactively watch Fresh Prince, but I kind of grew up with the Boondocks, so to me, it kind of resonates with me a little bit more.
You got a favorite character on the Boondocks, man?
Huey.
I would say Huey, but I like the character of Bushido Brown. I like Bushido.
Bushido Brown was the man. Carter, you watched the Boondocks, didn't you, man? I know I got your DVDs. You remember the show?
You tell me if I remember the show.
Those DVDs look pretty much brand new when I got them, so probably not. You got a favorite character on the Boondocks, man?
Probably
Riley. Neko Smoke, you got somebody you love on the Boondocks before we put him to rest?
Yeah, Huey.
Mr. Avery Brown. Let me guess, Uncle Ruckus?
No, Huey.
Uncle Ruckus was my favorite character, man. He was true. He was true to himself.
We know.
Wow.
yeah, you know.
Wowee.
Hey, man.
I got enough to go around. Nah, he was true to himself the whole time. I think my second favorite character, I cannot remember his name, so it's wild for me to say it's my favorite character. It's the father of the little mixed girl.
Tom.
When Tom went to jail and said he didn't want to get butt raped. Yo.
That's wild.
Classic. Fresh Prince ain't got nothing on that episode. Ain't no episode on the butt rape episode of the Boondocks. I'm just saying that's my choice.
Could you imagine Carlton in jail?
Yeah, that's wild.
No, they went to jail. They went to jail in Fresh Prince, though.
Oh man, but it wasn't a big Ted Cruz nigga in there.
Yeah,
but then their Uncle Phil got them out, so does that really count?
Yeah, it don't count, man. Yeah, there was no anal rape nowhere in there.
The last shows on this round, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little upset that Living Single made it this far. But you got Living Single versus Neko's pick and Shy's pick to win it all, The Wire.
Wow.
So we're gonna start with Avery Brown since he wilding. What you think? Mr. Brown, Living Single or The Wire?
I mean, the greatness of Living Single. I mean, Friends could never. And again, I say
the strays getting fired off for no reason.
Again, I say Friends could never. Living Single today, tomorrow, and the day after that. Thank you.
Gotcha. Mr. Carter,
Yo,
Living Single or The Wire, man?
Living Single.
You said you never seen The Wire, so that's an automatic pick for Living Single
Yeah,
on your case, right? That's understandable. It's understandable. Carter, excuse me, Mr. Flowers. What we going with? The Wire or Living Single?
Going with The Wire.
The Wire. Nice choice, Mr. Smoke. I know you're going with The Wire as well.
Yeah, you don't have to say it.
I understand. No, I remember last episode, The Wire. We ain't even got to talk about it. The Wire. So I knew your answer. I knew where you was coming from. But listen, this is what we're gonna have to do, though. Mr. Avery, you had a lot of strays for friends, my friend. But can you tell me why Living Single should be over The Wire?
Why Living Single should be over The Wire?
Yeah.
Well, again, not to sound like a broken record, but it's two different time frames, two totally different shows. You don't half of the things that go on in The Wire you don't see in Living Single, obviously, because, and I think this was a credit to the 90s, because Living Single to a degree was more family friendly. I remember growing up, we definitely were watching it before I was, honestly, thinking back now, and I'm circling back to your point of the question. Probably before I was the age of 7, I was watching Living Single. I do remember that as a kid watching it. But the reason I believe Living Single is better, and I say that in the context of the conversation, better than The Wire is,
because black people.
I think actually no. I think Living Single actually deals with life after, and I'm gonna go kind of down a deep rabbit hole, because that's what I do. I go beyond the surface. I think Living Single deals with life in your 30s.
Okay.
Now I'm saying this as somebody, I'm only 27, so just bear with me for a second. Living Single deals with these successful people. Some of them are more middle class. Some of them are upper class. Kyle Barker, he would be more upper class. Overton would be considered, and Khadijah too, because she's managing of the newspaper. So they're all in different journeys. They're all in different spaces in their personal life, and they all just happen to be in the same apartment building, and they're close friends. So you get to see them, their honest moments. You get to see their sad moments, their happy moments, their relationship moments. They had so many relationships in the course of that show, to where I think people in my age group, we can relate to that, because we're going into that phase of our early 30s, coming out of our 20s, and we can relate to that. And I think it gives a sense of realism to be like, hey, I'm not the only person that's in my late 20s or in my early 30s that's experienced this, because, almost 25 years ago, these people were experiencing the same things that I may be going through. So I think the long-standing relevance of a show like Living Single is not just because it's a good show, but because the themes are still relevant to the times. I mean, how many people have lived with somebody in an apartment and you trying to find where your rent's coming from this month? Or, another relationship, you got your boo, your baby, or whatever, whoever your partner is, coming around to your apartment, and your roommates trying to check out who you dating, where they come from, and all that stuff. And then the third thing is new job. They in that space of wherever they work, they're progressing. They are getting new job, more money. And I know all of us know somebody or have been that person, to where you are getting a new job, you're moving to a new city. I think there's even one episode, well, I believe it's towards the end of the series, where Khadijah is offered like this bigger position. So actually, I'm sorry, correct that. She actually moves with the guy she was dating. She moves with him because he's offering her, all this stuff. So all of that to say, let me just make a long story short. The show is relevant, has relevant themes. It still stands almost 30 years later. And I think it crosses racial barriers because I know plenty of people, Caucasian, Hispanic. I even know a few Asian people who actually legitimately like Living Single because they can relate to it, and it's actually really good television, and it still holds up with current shows. So that's my long answer for that question.
Only rebuttal I got. I mean, friend. Everything you said, Friends did the same thing. Hey, yo, Neko.
because Friends stole the concept from Living Single. Do your Googles, people. Do your Googles.
You wasn't Googling.
I wasn't Googling. I didn't know the math.
You do the math.
I didn't do the science. Neko Smoke. Now he said a lot, and he stand on exactly his decision about living single.
Take us home, Smoke.
You said The Wire.
It's honorable. It's honorable that he took that long to explain it. I don't need that long. I'm just gonna say that with The Wire, it's literally every genre of show you can think of mixed in one.
It's like a big gumbo of greatness, right?
Mixed in one. Plus, on top of that, it is a.
Hey, that nigga lost.
He looking at his computer like, huh? What is
that?
What I say wrong? I wasn't being disrespectful. I'm just saying.
That shit don't even add up, dog.
Neko, come on, fam. You're making us look bad,
I'm sorry,
dog.
Neko.
Come on,
Neko.
Hey,
Neko. Give your
reasons,
bro.
Tag in and help you, man.
All right. Hot tag.
All right, go ahead.
My bad, dog.
That was funny. That was fucking hilarious.
Oh, that's hilarious. Golly.
Listen. I'm not shitting on Living Single, man, but I think The Wire, to me, is, we come from a certain culture. We all like a certain thing. Is the best representation of like street shit I think we've ever seen on any type of medium, like whether it be like movies or TVs or like music, even to a point. Anything that you might like, 48 Laws of Power, The Art of War, even like games like chess, it all kind of plays a part in these major ways, and about how life is, or like life in the streets, to be more specific. It's kind of like a cycle. So it's telling you 8 different stories at one time, and they're all kind of connected. You know what I mean? And niggas be dying and shit, B. You know what I mean? So I don't know what you want me to say, bro. Like I love Khadijah James too, man. But like Snoop, like all right, fam. Like
I take Snoop over
two
Khadijah.
different conversations we having. So I just feel when it comes to like shows that are like written for like the TV connoisseur, I think The Wire is up there, and that's what I think puts
The Wire?
The Living Single.
So what now?
How many seasons was The Wire?
5.
Living Single, Mr. Avery Brown. Do you know
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
how many seasons are in Living Single?
I believe there's 6.
No, 6. 6 of that bullshit. All right, so
all right, let's not do that. Let's not.
I would say, I'm going with The Wire, of course. I think The Wire is a better show, so The Wire will advance. But I want to speak to Living Single. Like Friends, they making like $1 million an episode now. I don't think Queen Latifah don't making that much off Living Single, fam.
But you know why, though?
I don't know why.
because let's go here, because all right.
Yeah,
because these shows, and again, consider when Friends came out. I'll humor you for a minute.
Okay.
When Friends came out, what was that? The early 2000s? I mean, I'm sorry, 94, 95 when it first came out. Oh boy, this is exhausting already talking about this show. You consider an all-white cast in the 90s coming out with a show that's literally biting off of a predominantly black cast in the 90s. Which show do you honestly think is gonna, quote unquote, be more relevant in the eyes of those who control media? A show like Friends. Now, which show is more impactful? Living Single. Thank you.
I'm saying Friends on like Netflix right now. Ain't it? I can't even watch Living
I
Single right now,
don't.
Mr.
It's
Avery
on
Brown.
I
Peacock
don't.
now.
Oh,
I
it's on
don't.
Peacock now.
I don't know. I don't watch Friends, so I wouldn't know. But
I'm
I'll
gonna invite
tell
you over, and we're gonna have us a friend marathon.
I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch that. Living Single is actually on Hulu, as a matter of fact. And I can tell you, some of my younger cousins right now, actually, one of them specifically, I won't call his name because he doesn't. He likes shows like Snowfall. He doesn't like that people. He doesn't like people to know that he watches shows that were around before he was even born. The boy's only 12 years old, but he recently started rewatching or watching Living Single for the first time, and he was like, because they were like, I like this show. I don't. He's 12. Like, come on.
He calls you cousin Avery.
Yeah, because I'm like the older cousin. So.
Cousin Carter, what's up? How you doing?
I knew that shit was coming, dog.
But
you're my older cousin.
But yeah, that's just what he calls me. But outside of that, he genuinely likes the show. I will even humor him maybe one day soon. I might actually let him. I will play an episode of Friends or 3 episodes of Friends and see what he thinks about that too. Because again, like I said in the last episode, I believe I mentioned this. I genuinely went back and watched Friends, and I just did not understand this excessive hype behind this particular show. I said for all of the hoopla and all that, I was just like, this is what people are so gun-ho about. I'm like, no. Swipe dislike. Or what's that on Netflix? Don't you have a dislike option?
The thumbs down. But I mean,
dislike that.
The same thing you saying about Friends, we're saying about Living Single. It lost to The Wire, and it's not moving on to the next round.
But again, just remember what I said. Shows that actually stand the test of time in relevance outside of TV success. Those are the shows that people remember. And Living Single is one of those shows. That's my time. Man. Thank you.
I'm just giving you hell. It is, man. Moving on to the next round, man. We're down to our final 4 shows: Breaking Bad, The Wire, Fresh Prince, and the Chappelle Show. First one up is Breaking Bad versus The Wire. Now, before you guys answer this question, I got a question for you, man. You got Marlo on one hand, you got Walter White on the other. Shyland Flowers, which family would you want to marry into?
I'm kind of already in that Marlo family, so I guess we'll go with that. I guess that's fine.
Carter, not seeing The Wire. Do you know who Marlo is?
Never mind. I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
What you was gonna say, bro?
Yeah, what you gonna say?
What was he about to say?
Nah,
I need to know now.
Come on, cousin.
It doesn't matter. Breaking Bad, Walter White.
Walter White. Yeah. Neko Smoke, which family would you marry into, man? Walter White or Marlo?
It's a good question, man. I mean, I guess Walter White's family.
Why you guessing? Is the whole like interracial thing or?
What we doing, bro? What we doing, man?
I'm trying to figure out why you picking Walter White though, fam.
This nigga, something wrong with this nigga, dog.
yo, man.
I'm just trying to figure out why you picking Walter White though, buddy.
I don't know. It just seemed like the better family to go to.
Gotcha. Avery Brown, same question for you, man. Then we'll go into our actual selections.
Yeah, I would say Walter White's family. Like, what other family are you gonna get? Like a whole teacher that is literally making drugs on the side.
His son was a bitch too, by the way. Right.
That's his mom's doing though.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, the son, he
was
was always
every
complaining.
Thanksgiving, every Sunday night. You got to see that. Y'all go over there for dinner or whatever. It's them two. You know, right. I'm good on that.
Fam, I got to deal with it in my real life. So
see, that's why I asked the question. That's why I asked the hard questions. That's what I'm here for. That's the hard questions.
Neko, come on, man.
The wrap up this round, man. We're gonna ask going around, starting with Neko Smoke. Breaking Bad or The Wire?
Going Breaking Bad, man.
Breaking Bad. Mr. Flowers, he left you alone. Shot his own show down from grace. What you going with?
Damn, bro.
It's tough.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Fuck, man. I'm gonna go Breaking Bad, man.
Oh my God, you left The Wire too?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Breaking Bad. I hate it. I'm gonna go Breaking Bad.
Avery Brown, Walter White, or Marlowe?
I love Marlowe, love The Wire, but I'm still gonna have to stick with Walter White and the Breaking Bad. Bad crew.
I know.
This is crazy because we know Carter. We know Carter going, but he definitely going with Breaking Bad. Am I right, cousin Carter? Man. Breaking Bad moves on to the final. I really thought The Wire was going to be the best show that we got. I mean, I know they had a rough season 2, but sheesh.
That's the only reason I said Breaking Bad is because the season 2. I think Breaking Bad is flawless all the way through.
Yeah, all the way through, and then Better Call Saul came from it, and that is
flawless.
I've never watched that. Is it good?
It's fucking good, man.
I started it, man, but I didn't finish it. Like, I gotta finish that show. I heard it's like crazy. It's still on now, right? It's final season now, right?
Yeah, it's about we got like 3 more episodes.
Season, There was a spinoff movie to Breaking Bad too, right? Or am I
Camino?
Yeah, El Camino.
It's
also very good. Also very good.
The prequel to Breaking Bad, is it?
It's like a direct sequel after the last episode of Breaking Bad.
Gotcha.
And then Better Call Saul is the prequel.
It's the prequel to it.
Yeah.
All right, man. So The Wire we have to say goodbye to, unfortunately. I really thought we was going to make it through. The last final round, we got the Fresh Prince versus the Dave Chappelle Show. I'm never going to say that right for some reason. The Chappelle Show. Neko Smoke, Fresh Prince or Dave Chappelle, man?
It's a hard one.
That's a hard one, too.
Shoosh.
But Will smacking people on stage and Dave getting people jumped for smacking people on stage. That helps you out.
I'm gonna go Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince. Carter, Fresh Prince or the Chappelle Show?
It's tough. Oh man. I'm gonna go Fresh Prince, man.
That's gonna be 2 for the Fresh Prince. Avery Brown, are you gonna take Fresh Prince and win it all? Or are you gonna shut it down the middle with Dave Chappelle?
I'd still pick the Fresh Prince.
Shy, I think we and you gonna have the same answer on this.
Yeah, man. I'll be on the island with you, bro. It's cool. I'm rocking with Dave, man.
Dave Chappelle. I mean, man. I like the Fresh Prince. Don't get me wrong.
Love Will.
Dave Chappelle was like revolutionary for what it did for.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nah, you right.
No, he definitely was for sure.
I feel like with them cutting they cut the sales from under him, bro. Like, I feel like the 3rd season of the Chappelle Show was going to be something wild as hell. It was going to top everything. But because he got the sales cut from him and he went to Africa, it just kind of stopped. It's kind of like Biggie's 2 albums.
That's what I was just
you know
about
what I
to
mean?
say.
Like, they 2 great albums, but then it's like, yo, this next one, it would have been.
But you kind of get points for that because I mean, I feel like you would get points for that if you drop 2 classics and then walk away. I feel like those are too hard to go against.
Maybe, but at the same time, though, we didn't see him go through like even have a chance to fail. So it was just like
that's how most screwed up.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just like with the Fresh Prince, it just went through. It evolved. They wound up going to college and all that stuff, and it was still a good show. It never really faltered. But with the Chappelle Show, it was like they cut the sales from under them, and then they put out that 3rd season, and it was just like, yo, what is this shit? So it's just because of that, I gotta go with Fresh Prince.
Now, Smoke, while you talking, man, I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you think Dave Chappelle can bounce back from all the bullshit that he currently caught up in, or you think he's not even really affected by it?
I mean, it's no such thing as him bouncing back. He's still selling out shows. They just sold out the Garden. Kevin Hart, and Chris Rock just sold out the Garden. I mean, everywhere he
Yep.
go, he good. He just renamed the theater or the high school he went to. So I mean, like, even though that was postponed because when he first went there, the kids was getting at him. But it's Dave Chappelle. He's a comedian. He knows how to handle all this stuff. He's gonna be fine. Like, there's nothing that's gonna stop him. I mean,
Anybody?
we literally just talked about how they cut the sales from under him. He went away for a little while. He came back. He was even bigger than he once was. He's gonna be
Yeah.
fine. Like, yeah.
Does anyone feel different about that though? Does anyone feel like Dave Chappelle is taking a hit? Are we all on the same page thinking that he just pushing through?
I think he has taken some hits, but the common theme with comedians is you can live in a state of controversy and still pack out shows. Like, it's, that's just history repeating itself. How many comedians, male and female, have been in the center of a controversy and people still come out? Because to be a comedian is to be just a little controversial. Because I mean, your art is edgy, so
Right.
Dave will be fine. He'll be fine.
As long as comedians are not talking about like kids dying and
Right.
and being like super racial, everything else is fair game.
Yeah.
They're gonna find the funny in it.
To piggyback on what Avery was saying about comedians living and thriving in a state of controversy, I think Cat Williams is like a perfect example of that. Like,
Absolutely.
perfect example of that.
Absolutely. Like, that man lives. Cat Williams, we know he does not care at all. Like, he'll tell the camera right to his face, like, I don't care. I'll say it and I'll say it again. So, that man went on an Atlanta radio show and grilled this lady named Wanda something. I can't remember her name.
Amazing too, by the way.
Yeah.
If nobody's ever seen that shit. That's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
He
She deserved it.
He said her fingers were gnarled, and I was like, wow.
Cat a legend. But Neko, you mentioned 3 legends packing out Madison Square Garden. You said it was Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart, and who was the third?
Chris Rock.
Shyland, you didn't have much to say. I mean, you had something to say, but you didn't have much to say to that last topic. So I'll ask you, pick those 3 people in order from 1 to 3. 1 being the greatest, 3rd being the least.
Oh, that's easy.
Dave, Kevin, Chris.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Carter.
All right.
What
Hello?
the fuck is?
Wow.
Hello?
Carter, what you thinking,
hello,
man?
nigga? Yeah.
What you thinking to that, Carter?
This nigga off his fucking. Wow. Say that again.
Dave, I think is the GOAT. I think between Chris and Kevin, if you ask me who I wanted to go see right now, this is that time. Well, maybe Chris because he's got smacked. But other than that, it would be Kevin. It's the truth. All right. It was the truth, bro. I think Chris is a legend. Don't get me wrong. He's one of my favorite comedians too. But I think Kevin's body of work might have a little bit more weight. Overall.
Easy.
I think it might have
Some
a
of
little
that
bit more
you
weight.
being prisoner of the moment right now with Kevin Hart.
Nah, because if we're being truthfully honest, I think Kevin Hart's last few specials he's been falling off. That's just my opinion, though. But I think his first 4 that's a hard 4 to beat. Anybody.
Pause.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Pause. So that's crazy. That's nuts.
I got you, man. I got you. So
I think those the first 4 specials he did were that's a lot. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm with Kevin.
Got you. Well, we're finna go into a break. Come back for the final round. The final round is a little lopsided, if you ask me. You got Breaking Bad versus Fresh Prince. We'll come back, we'll break down, we'll pick a winner from that. We'll hear what the guys coming up next. But right now, what we have coming up next is that amazing playlist put together by Amanda Sullivan. We got some Jamie Foxx, some Keith Sweat, and some Genuine. So go ahead and light that pound cake candle and get the mood set right like Carter Carter. We'll be right back on Sertoma Radio.
Sertoma gets the money.